26-year-old Charles Jones, who's also known as Julio Foolio, was reportedly there to celebrate its birthday. I think he was turning, 26 or 27. Police are still trying to figure out a motive for the shooting. But in some of his songs, he made jokes about the murders of people in other groups as well as rappers.
Okay. So what he said was, and we'll play the clip, was that you guys have talked a couple of times, and he thinks that the beef will end sooner than later.
I don't know him. I never seen him before.
You getting over this is not going to prove anything.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, your mom is still alive, right?
Yeah.
You know, you got siblings?
Yep. I got 2 sisters, a little god sister, and a big brother.
Right. You got people who love you.
Definitely.
You're saying that's not true?
No, I ain't saying that. No, we don't. He don't. It's like we done DM'd each other before.
Okay. So you've DM'd each other. So there's been some communication between.
For sure. And like this little clubhouse stuff shit.
Okay. And when he said that he thinks that the beef will end sooner than later, it sounds like he wants to figure out a way to squash it. It sounded like he wants to somehow work things out. Are you open to working things out?
He want to work stuff out because he know he don't know me for real. So it's like I say, like he don't like he got what he wanted. Like he got the fans. Like, you know what I'm saying? He went up. So now he got what he wants. So now it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, bro, I don't know him.
The day we're shooting for When I See You, Who I Smoke.
Who I Smoke came out of nowhere, went crazy, kind of made it more mainstream to where people who don't even know y'all, they were tapped into it. Did you make them do that?
Oh, I took it too far when they made a song first. Speaking, once the dead get involved, it's just a lot. That's just what it is in Florida.
Okay, because I remember there's like a lyric where he said like my grandma Zoe or something like that.
I say, my grandma do voodoo, and we chop the head off a goose. I got a couple songs referencing like stuff, cause like that's what I'm tied in with. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why I came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get.
Okay. So what part of Jacksonville did you grow up in?
The north side, 1646 West 45th Street, Hilltop Village Apartments. It's like the worst hood in Jacksonville, like literally the worst hood, Hilltop Village Apartments.
It just sounds like this is just going to keep continuing, and more bodies are going to drop, more people are going to get shot, more mothers are going to cry, people are going to lose their brothers and you know, friends and everything else like that. Could there be anything that could be done with, let's just say, you and Yungeen Ace sitting down together and saying, look, a lot of on both ends, but we have to just basically, you know, we don't have to be friends, but we got to get past this and kind of just move on with our careers because we're both successful in our own way.
It probably happen sooner than later. You never know what God got planned, you know? I told him that a couple times, you know? We be talking time to time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what could happen. You know, like, it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? We want to kill each other. Nah, we just mutual.
So what he said was, we'll play the clip, was that you guys have talked a couple of times, and he thinks that the beef will end sooner than later.
I don't know him. I never seen him before in my life.
In person?
Never.
Okay.
No, but that's none of them. Anybody in my city that's into me who rap. See, this is the thing. See, okay, my city, like, it's like everybody in my city, they all rap, right? So they rap to diss me so they can get views, so I can respond. So that's their way of like getting on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, it's like a whole, like when I got, everybody went to claim me and shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was like a whole little big city. So everybody who rap in my city, like who would, they beefing with me right now, none of them even know me. I never even seen them before. You know what I'm saying? So all of them, nobody, I don't know none of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody started beefing with me out of the blue just because I got on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I don't know them, so I don't be getting with them. I don't know them. Yeah.
Well, you've never met him in person. Have the two of you actually talked to him about?
Never talked.
Rapper Charles Jones, known as Julio Foolio, in Tampa.
But you will have kids at one point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to live long enough to have kids.
For sure.
And if you keep going down this road, you're never going to experience what it's like to have kids, which is one of the greatest experiences a human being can have. You know, yeah, you could go down and say, okay, you know, Foolio, he didn't take from nobody, whatever else, but you're not around to, you know, to feel that love because you're gone.
What you trying? And it's crazy because I done died death so many times. Sometimes I just be like, it's just the way I live. I don't know, like, I don't know. I just see death so much.
The 18A gang, investigators say this organization is connected to a string in Jacksonville.
There's many names for ATK, Ace's top one, 9 people, you know, potentially responsible for 15 and who knows what else.
Hi, and Allison, a prominent rapper, Charles Jones, whose stage name is Julio Foolio, was celebrating his birthday here in Tampa when it was cut short. Take a look here, a bullet hole here at the wall of this hotel. Also, I'm going to show you here, this window appears to be boarded up. Now, Jones's longtime attorney confirmed very limited details as to what happened here.
Rapper Charles Jones, also known as Julio Foolio, was involved in a horrific incident in Tampa, Florida. The ongoing fight in Florida's rap culture has claimed the life of another young person. Julio Foolio had just turned 26 when he was celebrating his birthday. His long-standing and severe enmity with fellow Florida rapper Yungeen Ace is heightened by this horrific incident. It has been reported that Yungeen Ace is currently on the run, having bragged in a new song that he gave the order to attack Julio Foolio. Only a few hours after Julio Foolio's passing, Yungeen Ace unintentionally released a brand new garbage song titled Do It. He also tweeted something that appeared to mock Julio Foolio's demise. The latest tragedy is a reflection of the long-standing antagonism between the two rappers and their groups. Julio, Kata, is the name of Julio's crew, while 8Ks is the name of Yungeen Ace's squad. Julio Foolio and Yungeen Ace had already lost a number of friends and family members, including their brothers, as a result of their rivalry. In light of Julio Foolio's passing, federal authorities are allegedly focusing on Yungeen Ace in regard to this incident. The Tampa Police Department disclosed to Excel magazine that Julio Foolio, whose real name was Charles Jones, was one of 4 persons injured during the incident outside a hotel. 4 people were injured, according to a TPD statement, when Tampa police responded to a 911 call at 4:40 a.m. from 11606 McKinley Drive. 1 victim was pronounced deceased, and 3 more are being treated for injuries at the hospital. The authorities are investigating what happened before the incident, in addition to trying to identify the individuals involved. This is a continuing investigation, and more information will be released as it becomes available. According to U.S. Attorney Louis Fusco, who spoke with News4Jax, Julio was celebrating his 26th birthday and was staying at an Airbnb when the host expelled him for having too many visitors. Subsequently, he relocated with his friends. They regrettably used social media to announce this new location. Julio Foolio hired a room at the Holiday Inn Hotel after being kicked out of the Airbnb when, according to his attorney, he was ambushed. If you're unfamiliar with Julio Foolio, he was a rising star in the Florida rap scene, hailing from Jacksonville. He has a substantial social media following, with over 600,000 YouTube subscribers, but Julio Foolio was also well known for his acrimonious public feud with Florida rapper Yungeen Ace. This wasn't just a personal issue. It was the result of a long-standing competition between Kata and 8K's teams. The 2 teams' long-simmering animosity has led to a number of horrific tragedies. When Zion Brown, Julio Foolio's 17-year-old cousin, was targeted in 2017, the animosity between the 2 groups grew dramatically. Shortly later, a young colleague of Ace, Deandra Thomas, was charged. More needless fatalities occurred between 2018 and 2021 as a result of the domino effect that this incident sparked. Characters involved in this fight include members of the rapper's respective crews, in addition to themselves. Julio Foolio's best buddy Rico and girlfriend Kiki have both suffered greatly as a result of the ongoing violence. The battle also put Lisa, Young Ace's sister, and his right-hand guy, T-Rex, in jeopardy. It's sad and painful for many of those involved, yet rival factions in the Florida rap scene are still at odds with one another. Despite the difficult fight brought on by the long-standing rivalry, the authorities are making great efforts to establish justice and harmony. June 2018 saw the horrific shooting deaths of Trevin Bullard, his brother, and 2 other individuals when young Ace was the target of a drive-by shooting. Despite being hit 8 times, young Ace survived. This incident intensified the ongoing animosity between Julio Foolio's gang and young Ace's crew, as Julio Foolio appeared to celebrate the killings of young Ace's brother on social media. The conflict reached new heights when Ben's Wepe, Young Ace, The Choppa, and Fast Money Goon released the song Who I Smoke in March 2021. The chorus of this song featured a list of Julio Foolio's crew members who had passed away and a sample of Vanessa Carlton's 2002 hit song, 1,000 Miles. Shortly later, Julio responded with a song called When I See You. This track began with a news item on the 2018 incident that killed young Ace's brother. Julio danced in a graveyard next to images of Ace's deceased brother and friend in the contentious music video for the song. Juvenile Ace and Julio. Over the years, Julio has brought up their disagreement in passing during interviews, but they have mostly avoided going into much detail about the disagreement. In July 2021, Julio Foolio talked with Vlad TV over young Ace's criticism of his deceased younger brother on Who I Smoke. He said that several of the people who collaborated with young Ace on that song were his supporters prior to switching sides, saying that they will probably sit down and talk about it sooner rather than later. Julio Foolio answered Vlad's question about whether he thought the beef should be settled before more people died. He also revealed that he had spoken with young Ace in the past and claimed that neither of them wanted the violence to continue. But when young Ace appeared on Vlad TV shortly after, he denied ever having encountered Julio Foolio face-to-face and said that Julio and his crew were making fun of him for likes and views. Young Ace eventually admitted that he had messaged Julio Foolio in the past. But when Vlad hinted that Julio Foolio was amenable to blowing the feud and squashing the dispute, young Ace didn't appear to be open to the idea. Julio Foolio's supporters believed Vlad misunderstood him when he said the beef will end sooner or later. It didn't appear like Julio and Foolio were recommending that he and young Ace get down and work things out. Instead, he meant for it to end when he and his team found young Ace on the ground. Judging from the speculation that young Ace decided to capture Julio Foolio first, it seems that young Ace received the message. Unfortunately, we are currently discussing yet another disaster. The sorrow of Julio Foolio's killing is compounded by the prospect that this cycle of violence would continue beyond his death. Jacksonville crime researcher Tom Hackney believes that Julio's passing will only make the current situation worse. This, in Hackney's opinion, will make his team feel obligated to exact revenge on an other team, and it will continue much like Way. In June 2018, young Ace was the target of a drive-by shooting that claimed the lives of Trevin Bullard, his brother, and 2 other individuals. Young Ace was able to survive despite taking 8 hits. This incident intensified the already present animosity between Young Ace's team and Julio Foolio's group. I appeared to be celebrating the deaths of Young Ace's sibling on social media when I played Julio. The conflict reached new heights when Young Ace, Ben Swappa, The Chopa, and Fast Money Goon released the song Who I Smoke in March 2021. This song named the crew members of Julio Foolio who had died in the chorus, which sampled Vanessa Carlton's 2002 smash song, 1,000 Miles. Shortly after, Julio Foolio responded with a song called When I See You. This song began with a news report on the incident that murdered Young Ace's brother in 2018. Julio Foolio danced in a graveyard next to images of Ace's deceased brother and friend in the song's controversial music video, Juvenile Ace and Julio. Over the years, Julio has both alluded to their feud in passing in interviews, but they have generally avoided getting into specifics regarding the disagreement. Julio Foolio revealed in a July 2021 interview with Vlad TV how Young Ace had made fun of his late younger sibling on Who I Smoke. He said that several of the people who collaborated with Young Ace on that song were his supporters prior to switching sides. Vlad asked Julio Foolio if he thought the dispute should be settled before more people perished. Julio Foolio said that at some point they will get down and talk about it. He also revealed that he had spoken with Young Ace in the past and claimed that neither of them wanted the violence to continue. When Young Ace appeared on Vlad TV shortly after, he claimed that Julio Foolio and his crew were making fun of him for his likes and views, but he denied ever having seen Julio Foolio in person. Young Ace eventually admitted that he had messaged Julio in the past. But when Vlad hinted that Julio Foolio was amenable to blowing the feud and squashing the dispute, Young Ace didn't appear to be open to the idea. Julio Foolio's supporters believed Vlad misunderstood him when he said the beef will end sooner or later. Rather of sitting down and attempting to talk things out with Young Ace, it appears that Julio Foolio was alluding to the idea that it would end when he and his friends discovered Young Ace committing a mistake. It seems that Young Ace got the message because a lot of speculation currently exists over his decision to apprehend Julio Foolio first. Unfortunately, we are currently discussing yet another disaster. The heartbreaking aspect of Julio Foolio's loss is the chance that his passing won't put an end to this cycle of violence. Jacksonville crime analyst Tom Hackney believes that Julio Foolio's passing will make the existing problem worse. Hackney claims that as a result, his team will feel pressured to exact revenge on a rival team, and the cycle will continue. What do you think about this unfortunate situation then? Is there a chance that this beef will subside? Or will Julio Foolio's passing simply cause the violence on Florida's streets to worsen? I'm curious about your thoughts. Kindly add a comment below.